right, marshals, be ready. Drivers within 5.
Try not to hit anybody.
And it's Brian Fong out front, followed by Chris Kintner, John Wire, Scott Langford. Your leader, Brian Fong and Chris Kintner. Chris Kintner 0.2 of a second behind Brian. John a second behind. Actually, Chris just got around Brian. So it's now Chris Kintner out front, Brian Fong in second, John Wire in third, Scott in fourth, Paul fifth, Josh sixth. Your leader in that blue and purple. Your second place car in the silver. Your third place car in the fluorescent orange. With 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go, drivers, 14 to go. The difference between Chris and Brian is 0.6 of a second. John Wire within 0.2 of a second behind
4 minutes left.
Brian. Your leader in that blue and purple, your second in the silver, and the third in the fluorescent orange. Your fourth is in the red and yellow. Your fifth is in the baby blue. And then Josh in that neon green metallic. John Wire closing in on Brian. Scott Kintner beginning to pull away from those two while these two race with each other. With 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go, drivers, 3:30 to go. Your leader's got a 1.3 second lead over the second place car, Brian Fong. And Brian's got a 0.3 of a second lead on John Wire. And Scott Langford closing in on John now. Scott within 0.6 of a second behind John, and Paul 0.6 of a second behind Scott. And then Josh 0.3 of a second behind Paul. Your leader with a 1.5 second lead over the second place car, Brian Fong. And your second place car has a 0.7 of a second leader behind the third place car. The battle on the racetrack is between Scott Langford and John Wire, the third place. John in that fluorescent orange, Scott in the red and yellow. Now, Brian closing in on Chris. With 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. I think that's Chris trying to let him get closer in. It's Chris, followed by Brian, John. They're separated by Brian is 0.5 second.
2 minutes left.
John is 1.7 seconds behind Brian. With 1:45 to go, drivers, 1:45 to go. Your leader in that blue and purple, your second place car in the silver, closing in on him for a little bit. You should close that gap into a 0.5 second lead. John and Scott separated by a 0.5 second. With 1:20 to go, drivers, 1:20 to go. Brian falling back a little bit. He's now 0.9 of a second behind Chris. John falling a little bit behind Scott falling a little behind John.
1 minute left.
With 1 minute to go, drivers, 1 minute to go. Your leader, Chris Kintner, Brian Fong, John Wire, Scott Langford. Josh Berry moves up to the place because Paul got it wrong coming into the straightaway. With 45 seconds to go, drivers, 45 seconds to go. It's Kintner, Fong, Wire, Langford, Berry, Cross. Yeah, traffic may play a little bit in this race between John and Scott for third place. With 22 seconds to go, drivers, 22 seconds to go. They both got around it quickly. It's Chris Kintner out front, followed by Brian Fong, John Wire, Scott Langford. with 10 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. Chris and Brian might make it, but I don't think John and Scott are.
Josh,
They're
very
not
done.
going to make it. Finish the lap you're on. Finish the lap you're on.
Chris Kemper done.
Chris, you are
Brian
done.
Paul done.
Brian, you are done.
John Wire done.
John, you are
Scott
done.
Evans
Scott, you are done.
Paul
Josh,
Perez
you are done. Paul, you are
Paul's
done. All right, guys. Everybody's done. Everybody's done.